Well, Superman and Lois continues on being a really good show. Oh, I've already said that before. Even though in this particular episode, well, it was a bit slow in that there's not a whole lot of Superman action. You do get some, but it's very brief. But the intrigue, and Lois is determined to keep sticking her nose in Mannheim's business, and there's a confrontation between the two, but it's just the way it's orchestrated, how the show handles this. There's more of the teen drama. Natalie, this guy she likes, shows up. Sarah arranged for this, and she's a bit awkward and nervous about it. She's never had a boyfriend before and this type of thing. And it's all well handled, and the characters have had development here, and there's narratives that correspond to it. There's the mayor's son confronts Lana over all this, and there's Sarah tries to fix that, and that's just the type of character Sarah is. And so things are going right along. I was not expecting Jonathan's girlfriend to up and leave. She has a place to stay, but it's like, I don't know what they say, 4 hours outside of town. So, oh, it's a long distance relationship, but it'll work. Of course, he had a long distance relationship with a girl in Metropolis, and that ended. So it's pretty much goodbye. He won't be able to visit with her because he's been offered to learn a position over with the fire department with Kyle, and that's what he's going to do. And she says, yeah, you should pursue that or what have you, all that. But it's just the thing of it was, when they invited her to stay, I thought, oh, they're setting up things where they got to keep it secret about the superpowers and Superman, those kind of hijinks. And maybe they did and decided to go a different direction or what have you. I don't know. But that was that. And so the rest of it, of course, is the mystery surrounding what Mannheim is up to. And introduce yet another superpowered minion of his. This one, a character I'm not all that familiar with, but it was a DC Comics character called Deadline. I think it was a Roger Stern character from way back when, and he doesn't look like the character was in the comics, but what are you gonna do? But Deadline, I don't know if he was a former reporter who went rogue or something, and it turns out he's jealous of Clark Kent or something. But no, and there's a brief battle, but basically he appeared to have the power to phase in and out of things. So Superman would go to hit him and he would sort of phase out, kind of like the Flash does, and his fist would go right through him. He's like, what? Oh. And but the guy had a kryptonite knife and kept stabbing Superman with it. So it was a pretty brutal little fight they had there. But ultimately, it seemed like Superman was winning. But the main objective was to download all this information, which he did. And I suppose Mannheim has it now. So, oh no, what do you do? Meanwhile, why did Mannheim want Superman's blood? And are they using that to create superpowers in these other characters? And it seemed like that might have been the means by which the Atom Man was made. But the big reveal at the end is a certain character we've already been introduced to, and we thought he was dead, but perhaps the Superman's blood will revive him, and maybe perhaps he'll be more of the character he was in the comics, if you know who I'm referring to. I mean, it's all over the place, but it's already spoiled, but I'll just keep it under wraps, I guess. So even though it was more of the soap opera elements of the show, plus the scenes of treating the idea of someone diagnosed with cancer with the respect it deserves, with other characters and Clark trying to understand this so he could be supportive for Lois, and they handled that very well. There's even more depth to Mannheim in his confrontation with Lois, where he's telling her about his past and when his mother died and all that. That's why he built a facility like this. But of course, he built it on a criminal empire, but he thinks it's justified because, you know, he wants to reach out and help people, like when his mother didn't get any help and that kind of thing. But of course, that doesn't justify his criminal enterprise. But he does say he's going to help her with her treatment, and but he's trying to, you know, lure her away from any possibility. Of course, if she finds anything provable against him, then that's that, you know. But it's, you know, it's like poor Lois, she's determined, she can't help herself. She has to keep investigating and whatnot. And while she's there having the chemo, so she tells Clark to run cover for her while she walks around carrying her, you know, the IV bag with her and everything. But, you know, that's just the way she is. And but as it happens, Mayhem walks right in. He's like, "Oh, well, fancy meeting you here." And so it plays out well, even without you know, a lot of Superman action, but you get that too. So just another a good episode for Superman and Lois, which as far as I can tell is one of the best shows on television right now, especially for, you know, fantastic adventure genre.